Hello everyone, myself Professor Harish Patil, Assistant Professor in Electrical Engineering Department, Godavari College of Engineering, Jadagaon. Today we are going to learn about Introduction to Electrical Machine. In this video, we will talk about types of electrical machine, what is electrical machine in detail. What is an electrical machine? An electrical machine is a device which converts mechanical energy into electrical energy or vice versa. Electrical machine also include transformer which do not actually make conversion between mechanical and electrical form, but they convert AC current from one voltage level to another voltage level. Types of electrical machine. Electrical machines are categorized into two types: static machines and dynamic machines. Static machines include transformers and dynamic machines include generators and motors. Let's see static machines. Transformer. What is an electrical transformer? The transformer is a device, that is the one which do not contain any rotating or moving parts, which is used to transfer electrical energy from one AC circuit to another AC circuit with increase in or decrease in voltage current but without change in frequency. What is an function of transformer? The electrical energy is generated and transmitted at extremely high voltages. The voltage is to be reduced to a lower value for its domestic and industrial use. This is done by using a transformer. Thus, it is possible to reduce the voltage level using a transformer called step down transformer. On the other hand, the transformer used to increase the voltage level is called step up transformer. When the transformer changes the voltage level, it changes the current level also. Let's see types of transformer. The types of transformer are categorized into various types like according to power supply, single phase and three phase transformer. According to construction, core type, shell type and berry type. And according to function, step up transformer and step down transformer. However, the principle of operation for all the types is same. Now let's see principle of operation of the transformer. As soon as the primary winding is connected to a single phase AC supply and AC current start flowing through it. The AC primary current produces an alternating flux phi in the core. Most of this changing flux gets linked with the secondary winding through the core. The varying flux will induce voltage into the secondary winding according to Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. This is due to primary current, there is an induced voltage in the secondary winding due to mutual induction. Hence, the induced EMF in secondary is called as the mutually induced EMF. Can the transformer operate on DC? Answer is no, because with the DC primary current, the flux produced in the core will not alternate. It is of constant value. As there is no change in flux linkage, the induced EMF in secondary winding is 0. Let's see dynamic machines. The dynamic machines are categorized into two types: motors and generators. In the motors, there are two types: AC motors and DC motors. Let's see one by one. AC motors. AC motor is also called as induction motor or asynchronous motor. The machine which converts an electrical power into mechanical power by using an electromagnetic induction phenomena is called an induction motor. Let's see classification of AC motor. The AC motor are categorized into two types. One is synchronous motor and another is induction motor. The induction motor are which do not run at a synchronous speed, and a synchronous motor is a motor which run on synchronous speed. Let's see induction motor. Induction motor are categorized single phase induction motor and three phase induction motor. Let's see one by one. Induction motor are mainly classified into two types: three phase induction motors, squirrel cage induction motor and slip ring induction motor. And in single phase induction motor, there are four types: split phase induction motor, capacitor start induction motor, capacitor start, and run induction motor, shaded pole induction motor. Let's see one by one. Three phase induction motor. Squirrel cage induction motor. Squirrel cage motor is one of the type of induction motor. In order to generate motion, it harnesses electromagnetism as the output shaft is connected to the rotor inner component, which is looking like a cage. Hence, it is called squirrel cage. The two ended caps, that is circular in shape, are joined by rotor bars. These are acted based on EMF that is generated by the stator. This EMF is also generated outer housing that is made of laminated metal sheet and wire coiling. The two main parts of any type of induction motor are stator and rotor. This is the remembering part. Now let's see slip ring induction motor. A slip ring induction motor is referred to as an asynchronous motor as the speed at which operates is not equal to the synchronous speed of a rotor. The rotor of this type of motor is wound type. It comprises of cylindrical laminated steel core and semi-closed grooves at the outer boundary to accommodate a three-phase insulated winding circuit. In slip ring induction motor, we can add external resistance for speed control, which is not possible in your squirrel cage induction motor. Now let's see single phase induction motor. Single phase induction motor having four types as we discussed before. Now let's see one by one. Split phase induction motor. The split phase induction motor is also known as a resistance start motor. It has a single cage rotor and stator has two windings known as main winding and starting winding. Both the windings are displaced 90 degrees in space. The main winding has very low resistance and a high inductive reactance, whereas the starting winding has high resistance and low inductive reactance. Now, capacitor start induction motor. A capacitor start motor is a single phase induction motor that employs a capacitor in starting winding circuit to produce a greater phase difference between the current in the main and the auxiliary windings. The name suggests that the motor uses a capacitor to start. In capacitor start induction motor having two windings, main winding and starting winding. Okay. And in the series with starting winding, we use a electrolytic capacitor for starting purpose only. After the starting of motor, we open the switch. Hence, it is called a capacitor start induction motor. Now, the second type is capacitor start and capacitor run induction motor. The capacitor start, capacitor run motor has a cage rotor and its stator has two windings known as main winding and auxiliary winding. The two windings are displaced 90 degrees in space. There are two capacitors in this method. One is used at the time of the starting and is known as starting capacitor. The other is used for the continuous running of the motor is known as run capacitor. Now let's see fourth motor is shaded pole induction motor. The shaded pole induction motor is simply a self-starting single phase induction motor whose one of the pole is shaded by copper ring. The copper ring is also called the shaded ring. This copper ring acts as a secondary winding for the motor. The shaded pole motor rotates only in one particular direction and the reverse movement of the motor is not possible. Let's see some applications. They are suitable for small devices like relays and fans because of their low cost and easy starting. Used in exhaust fans, hair dryers and also table fans. Used in air conditioning and refrigeration equipment and cooling fans, record players, tape recorders, projectors, photocopying machine, etc. Now let's see a synchronous motor. What is a synchronous motor? The motor which runs at synchronous speed is known as the synchronous motor. The synchronous speed is the constant speed at which the motor generates the electromotive force. The synchronous motor is used for converting the electrical energy into mechanical energy. In synchronous motor, Ns is equal to N, means Ns is equal to synchronous speed and N is equal to your actual speed. Hence, it is called a synchronous motor. Now, let's see DC machine. Actually, our today's topic is the types of dynamic machines. Dynamic machine, DC machine is also one of the part of motors. Let's see types of DC motors. The DC motors are categorized into two main types, self-excited and separately excited. Now, today we see about self-excited motors. In self-excited motor, series motor, shunt motor, compound motor, and in compound motor there are two types, long shunt and short shunt. Let's see one by one. DC shunt motor. In the DC shunt motor, the armature and the field winding are connected in parallel as shown in your figure. The parallel combination of the two windings is connected across a common DC power supply. Let's see DC series motor. In the DC series motor, the armature and field windings are connected in series with each other. Hence, it is called as DC series motor. The next motor is DC compound motor. DC compound motor are categorized into two types, long shunt compound motor and short shunt compound motor. Let's see long shunt compound motor. The connection of long shunt compound motor is as shown in the figure. Note that the shunt field winding is connected across the series combination of the armature and series field winding. Another is short shunt compound motor. Interconnections between various windings of a DC short shunt compound motor are shown in figure. The armature and shunt field windings are connected in parallel with each other, and this parallel combination is then connected in series with the series field winding. Let's see some applications of DC series motor. Let's see applications of DC motors. Shunt motor application, lathe machine, drilling machines, milling machines, printing machines, pumps, and series motor applications, electric fans, diesel electric locomotive, cranes, trolley cars, etc. And cumulative compound motor applications are electrical elevators, rolling mills and punches. Thank you for watching video. Please like, comment, share and subscribe.